Hello and welcome. My name's Ben Salfarlie and I am here to bring you another update with regards to what's going on globally with the whole COVID-19 situation. Many of you are left wondering what exactly is going on over here in Spain. So I'm going to give you a bit of a breakdown as to what's going on and what we can do in order to take the necessary precautions. And if you have an interest in property, what we can do to help further assist you. So since the end of June, the state of emergency has stopped. We are now officially out of the state of alarm, and we can now travel quite freely from region to region, although there are necessary precautions which have to be adhered to. Now, I'll try and cover them as in depth as possible, but obviously please remember that it will differ from region to region. So, as I say, since coming out of the state of emergency at the end of June, there's been a four-step program that the Spanish government have implemented to help keep everyone as safe as possible. This includes wearing a mask for anyone aged over the age of 6 years old. This can be anywhere where you cannot adhere to social distancing. So it can be a petrol station, it can be a shopping centre, it could be a corner shop, it can be absolutely anywhere where you cannot basically keep your social distance. Now, if you cannot wear a mask for any particular reason, then you will have to provide proof that it's either causing you anxiety or for any other medical reason. Otherwise, there are hefty fines that you will need to pay in order to not wear a mask. So most people here are actually taking it very, very seriously. Everyone is wearing a mask, everyone is adhering to social distancing rules, and you really don't see large gatherings, even on beaches, beach restaurants, and any sort of public space, which will at this time of year be heavily populated with tourists and residents alike. You really don't see it here. So people are taking this very seriously indeed. Now, everyone, as I say, must wear a mask over the age of 6, but that's not the only necessary hygiene precaution people are requested to take. In most of the shops, and especially if you go into any sort of public place, you'll find that hygiene dispensers, in fact, free PPE, including masks and gloves, are freely given out to keep everyone safe and to ensure that hygiene levels are kept to the highest standards. This not only includes shops, but also train stations, bus stations, and of course on trains and buses, and at airports and on planes as well. Now, in terms of any sort of sporting events or large gatherings that could take place, they've all been cancelled. And that's obviously to keep people, again, as safe as possible. And these precautions are probably the same precautions you're experiencing in your local area as well. So there's really no difference. Now, how has this affected the property market here? I think the first mode of thought was that the property prices will drop and drop considerably. This really hasn't happened at all, in fact. The new build developments have really kept their price, and they are exactly the same price as before we went into the pandemic situation in May. So realistically, I would say that the only drop in price that you can expect to see are from private vendors, and this will be circumstantial. If a vendor needs to sell and they are willing to drop their price by, let's say, 5 to 7%, then you will see a small movement in the market there. But otherwise, I think even resale properties are holding their own as well. Not to say that you cannot grab some fantastic bargains, but when they're around, they're not around for long. So if you are presented with an opportunity and you do have the option to come over and actually have a look, I would urge you to do so. Among the top people buying at the moment are people from France and from Belgium, as they can quite easily access the area without having to fly. Now, that doesn't mean people from the UK are not buying. What it does mean is that they're buying remotely. And what they're able to do is put down deposits on properties that they think are going to be convenient for them, with the view of flying over once restrictions are lifted. And if for any reason it doesn't meet their requirements, they will receive a full refund on their reservation fee. So it does mean that if you do have an instance where you think to yourself, well, actually, I know the area, I know the property, I know the location quite well, and I would like to buy in that area, and we present to you maybe some viable options, and you want to maybe put down a reservation because it's too good of an opportunity for you to miss, rest assured that if it's not to your taste, you will be able to receive a full refund. Now, this also means that clients from the UK and in fact elsewhere in Europe are not booking hotels. So what this means is that Airbnb has seen a significant rise over the last 4 weeks, but not with apartments close to the coast, which is more traditional at this time of year for people to be looking into. But actually villas, maybe half an hour drive away from the coastline, but with access to a private pool and close to all amenities. So we can see, looking at the statistics, that people are still considering a holiday here. People are still coming over, but they're just doing it in a different way and in a different method. So since the state of emergency was lifted, the construction process has really gone full speed ahead, and developers are doing everything they can to deliver units on time to their clients. This does mean, however, they will be late and they may not meet certain deadlines, but they're not trying to cut corners by delivering products quicker. They're trying to make sure that the building quality and the standards are still remaining high, but they're trying to push things along as quickly as possible, just so that people can receive the keys as soon as possible so that they can start using and enjoying the property at their leisure. So please rest assured that yes, we do know that the COVID-19 situation has had an impact. It's had an impact as to how people buy property and in fact, how people view property. But what we're doing in order to combat that is we're offering virtual tours on properties, which means that we will actually take our mobile phones if necessary, and we will actually communicate with you via a video chat. We will walk around properties and the locations so that you can get a very good idea as to whether or not it's for you. And you're then able to make a decision based on the information you receive. And this really is how people are buying properties currently. If this is something you're interested in, please feel free to get in contact with me and I'll be more than happy to assist you. Is property purchase safe at this moment in time? Absolutely 100% yes. Everything is still as is. Everything is as normal with regards to the buying process, with regards to the facilities on hand. We have lawyers in place who will be able to, without a worry at all, be able to give you the necessary information and do their due diligence, making sure that the property purchase is not only legal but safe for you financially. So yes, there is absolutely no restrictions on buying property here whatsoever. So one of the areas I would like to introduce to you today is an area called Aguilas. Aguilas is a small seaport in the southeastern region of the Costa Blanca. It's near the province of Almeria and boasts a population of about 35,000 people. It offers lots to see and do, from yoga on the beach to wild beach walks. There are 9 blue flag beaches along a 28-kilometer coastline, and there is even a dog-friendly beach. And for anyone who doesn't know what a blue flag beach is, try saying that when you've had a few. It's basically an award which is granted to beaches which are very, very clean. And in order for you to keep that award, you need to remain clean. So to have 9 blue flag beaches in the area just goes to show just how clean and just how much pride the locals have in the area. So because it's a small town, the area of Aguilas retains a lot of the traditional feel and warmth of what you may traditionally sort of associate with Spain. The charm, there's lots to see and do. And in fact, for 25 euros, you can visit the 16th century castle of San Juan de las Aguilas, which is basically a really nice boat ride. It's a very, very nice way to sort of look at the coastline of the Costa Calida and really sort of see everything in its entirety. So for 25 euros, you can go and see a historical monument. And when you get there, you even get treated to lunch. So it's not bad value for money either. And if boats are not quite your thing, like me, if you're a little bit seasick and you want to avoid boats, then how about taking a tour around a 16th century watchtower, once used as a vantage point to provide warnings to the local inhabitants of the imminent raids by the Berbers. So again, lots of history in the area. If it's maybe not historical monuments that you're after, maybe exploring the Sima Museum and also the aquarium, which was originally created to promote the attractions of the town. And it's a great place to take kids if you are sort of looking for an excuse to while away an afternoon. It's a great place to take kids and it's free. So that's a top tip there. A go-to spot if you're looking for picture perfect postcard material is Isla de Freo. It's basically a rocky island which you can either swim to or even take a small boat out to. It's a really, really nice area, and I do have to say the first time I went, it was a very much a wow moment for me. It's a really, really nice area. And it really is. If anybody's sort of wanting to have the sort of the backdrop to put on their computer, I would definitely recommend going there and taking a few photographs. There's archaeological museums and there's even a grass weaving museum. I've never heard of one either, but there's one there. Aguilas has a very much a relaxed feel. It's very much traditional. You have the traditional square with all the cafes, all the restaurants sort of set around. You have the kids running around in the square. You have this, obviously the fantastic weather, and you've got access to, as I say, lots of beaches. So if you're looking for somewhere that's a little bit more authentic, and you're looking for somewhere that kind of has sort of, kept hold of its original charm, I would definitely recommend Isla de Frea. Aguilas has a relaxed feel, there is plenty of culture, and when you're there, you will definitely know you're in Spain. There is no mistaking it. The airports which are close by are Almeria, Murcia, and Alicante, so you've got a choice of three. The accessibility and the best way to get there, I would say, would be Murcia and Almeria. Almeria would take just over an hour by car. So if you are wanting somewhere that's a little bit more traditional, I would urge you to have a look at Aguilas. But let's go over to a property and see what you think.